What's going on, Quotation Nation? Quote by Lee coming at you with a brand new video for the review of the newest Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer that we received. I know you probably all have heard this information, but I did want to make a video on it just to let you my thoughts and opinions on this new trailer, and then we will also have we'll have an in-depth look as well. So we'll watch the trailer and then we will take a look at the Pokemon website. So let's go ahead without further ado, jump right into this trailer. Gotta catch them all, Sun and Moon! Yeah, okay. So we got 3 new Pokemon from the Alola region, which I really think are cool. We got Wishy-Washy, pure water type with ability, schooling. He looks kind of like a real sad fish, you know, he's kind of like, he's almost like a Dynamo. He's super tiny and weak, apparently. He just gets destroyed by that Gyarados. But, with his ability, when Wishy-Washy reaches a new level, he becomes the school form, so he's made up of a bunch of different Wishy-Washy, which is really cool. And he's gigantic. Look at that sprite. He's huge compared to this Gyarados. He's completely gigantic. And you get schooled by Wishy-Washy. That's what it says. It's kind of funny. You get to see a couple different attacks by it. And then we have another water-type Pokemon, which is Kamuku, which is the I guess he's the, what do you call it? One of those sea cucumbers. That's what kind of Pokemon he is. That new Ancient Power, that's what I think that is. That looks like, Ancient Power. Looks awesome. I like his design. I think it's really cool. And then we've got Morlul, which is a Grass Fairy type. It seems like it's probably going to be like the Amoonguss of this generation, but with the Fairy type, and that's pretty cool. Grass Fairy is a good typing. 4 times the poison. Then we get to see Team Skull, which I really think their design is cool. Their pose is a little weird, but I really do like their design. They look like they're like gangster pirates, which is really cool. You get to see Plumeria, which is the Team Skull's big sister, which she's one of the admins. Challenged by Team Skull admin Plumeria, and then the big boss of Team Skull is Guzma, and we will go in depth in another video on Team Skull. So the trailer was really cool. Got to see some new Pokemon. Get to finally meet Team Skull. Now we get to see a couple different Alolan, which was already leaked in Korokoro earlier last week. We got the Alola form, which is dark with pickup technician. They haven't announced that there's going to be a Alolan Persian. I hope that there is. And then we get to see the Marowak, which everyone was thinking there was going to be a Marowak because the trial captain on the fire guy, I don't remember his name, said that he used the Marowak. He used the Marowak. And then we get to see Alolan Raichu. We don't get to see Alolan Pikachu. And here are my thoughts in a little bit. I'll explain why I don't think that there's going to be a Alolan Cubone or Alolan Pikachu once we get over to the other part of this video. Okay, so that's the trailer. It's pretty cool. We got to see all the stuff. You guys have already seen it, I'm sure. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get out of here. We are gonna go over to this. So let's first take a look at Morlul. So it's the illuminating Pokemon, Grass Fairy typing. He's got Illuminate and Effect Spore. Morlul are nocturnal Pokemon that walk around at night on their leg-like roots. They move because staying in one spot and sucking all the nutrients from the soil would cause surrounding plants to wither. They're very environmentally conscious. That's a nice Pokemon. Morlul uses its leg-like roots to make contact with its fellows to communicate with them. Morlul broadcasts spores that glow brightly when they burst open. Looking at their pulsing light has a sophoric, I think there's supposed to be an H there, sophoric effect. It seems that in times of danger, Morlul broadcasts these spores. Okay. Design-wise, I like it more than Fungus and Amoonguss, but I don't know. It seems kind of plain. I really want to see if it's going to only get 1 evolution or if it's going to get a stage 2 evolution. That'd be cool. I really think it deserves a stage 2. I think it could turn into, a bigger one and then like this giant, super cool mushroom Pokemon. I think that'd be awesome. Then we get to look at Kamuku, and I really love his design, and I love his ability especially. So Pyukumuku is the sea cucumber Pokemon. Like I said, he's a water type, pure water type. He's only 1 foot, 2.6 pounds with the ability Innards Out. He has a lot to read. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to read this first paragraph and then the last one about his ability. So, due to their appearance and their lifestyle, Pyukumuku are considered unappealing to tourists. Part-time work chucking Pyukumuku back into the sea is available at tourist beaches, but no matter how far they're thrown, Pyukumuku will always return to the same spot. That's kind of sad. Nobody, like, they think this thing's ugly, and they're just chucking it back into the sea. But if you read on, you guys can go ahead and read it on the website. They actually, if they go back to that same spot, and if they stay there too long without nutrients, they'll actually starve to death. So people throw them back in so that they can get food. So it's not super sad. Anyways, Pyukumuku has a new ability, Innards Out, which no other Pokemon has had before. With the Innards Out ability, when this Pokemon faints, it will be able to deal one last bit of damage to its opponent equal to the amount of HP it had left before it received the final blow. And I think that's a fantastic ability. It's a better version of Aftermath. I think, running Rocky Helmet on this thing, I think it's first of all gonna have an evolution. I think it will have an evolution. I think it could be maybe a little tankier. I don't know how much HP it's gonna be able to have, but I think it'll be a more physically defensive water type Pokemon. You throw the Rocky Helmet on this thing, do a little bit of damage, switch in on like a Thunder Punch or something that's gonna knock you out and deal, Rocky Helmet damage plus the Innards Out damage. I think he's going to be somewhat competitively viable. I think he is going to be low RU or high. No, low NU. I think he could be low NU or high NU for sure. I don't think him or his evolution, if he gets an evolution, will be OU. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's really cool. He uses like his mouth right here, if you guys can see my mouse. His like a fist will actually come out, like spew out of his body and like punches. So it makes me almost feel like, because it's like a fist and a punching, I think it may be more physically viable. I don't know. I don't really know there's not very many physical water type moves though. You got Aqua Tail, what else? Aqua Jet. But really, most water-type Pokemon are usually special, which is kind of interesting. I'm wondering if he will get a second typing if he does evolve. I think giving him the poison typing would actually make sense, because if you read here, Pyukumuku hate to have they've got spikes. When the mouse touch, you step on it, it'll hurl out its stuff. It's covered in slippery, vicious fluid that has a moisturizing effect. I don't know. I feel like the poison typing really fits him. But yeah, that's Pyukumuku. I really like his design. Let's go and take a look at Wishy-Washy now in the solo form. He's the small fry Pokemon. He's 0.08 inches. Or is that just 8 inches? Yeah, I guess that's just 8 inches. So it's like this big. That's tiny. He's super tiny. 0.7 pounds with the ability Schooling. A single Wishy-Washy is tiny and weak, measuring just 8 inches from nose to tail. Wishy-Washy is very small, even for a Pokemon, yet the people of the Alola region seem to view it as a terrifying Pokemon. When it's in danger, Wishy-Washy's glistening eyes catch the light and shine out, sending an SOS signal to its allies. Wishy-Washy have a new ability called Schooling, which no Pokemon has previously had. With Schooling, Wishy-Washy can change form in battle to school form under certain conditions. Now, that makes me feel like, so in the trailer it says when he reaches a certain level, but this talks about certain conditions. So I'm not entirely sure what those conditions are going to be, if you're going to have to be at full health or what, and you have to be at a certain level. But I think in the trailer it showed Wishy-Washy at level 30 and it was able to go into its Schooling form. Let's take a look now at the school form. Seemingly weak Wishy-Washy is called the Demon of the Sea because of its terrifying school form. When Wishy-Washy friends receive an SOS signal, they unite in this huge battle formation. Wishy-Washy that have encountered many dangerous situations and have a lot of experience calling on their allies, will be able to emit a bright light from their eyes. Now, I'm wondering if that is the type of conditions that you need to have activated the school form. I'm wondering if you catch Wishy-Washy and you have to use him in battle a certain number of times and switch in and out, because his calls on their allies. And so I'm wondering if there's just going to be kind of like certain conditions that you have to do within battling before you're able to use the schooling form. And then, once you've activated that so many times, maybe then every time you go in, you can get the school form. I don't know. It's very, very interesting. One thing I did notice, if you watch the Japanese trailer, and I will put the link to that one in the description if you haven't seen it already, you get to see a little bit of different stuff. So you actually get to see a Wishy-Washy get hit, and he goes below, and he's in his school form, so he's in this big form, and he goes below half health, and then he reverts back to the single form. So I'm guessing the way the ability works is you send him out, and then he goes into a school form when he's at full health, and when you get below half health, he goes back to his single puny self. And I think he'll have a definite stat boost while he's in this form. I don't know, I think it's a really cool ability because, Pokemon are all about evolution. He's not going to have a typical evolution, I don't believe. He has an ability-based evolution, which I find really, really interesting and really, really cool. But yeah, that's Wishy-Washy in the school form. Let me know what you guys think of these new Pokemon down in the description below. Now we're going to take a look at Alolan Marowak, and then we'll take a look at Alolan Raichu. So he's the Bone Keeper Pokemon, Fire Ghost, height 3 feet, 75 pounds, with Cursed Body and Lightning Rod. He retained Lightning Rod from his original form, and then he gains Cursed Body, which, what's Cursed Body do? It makes it so, I don't even remember. You guys will let me know down in the comments below. But the Marowak in the Alola region takes bones and light them both on fire by rubbing it against his forehead, which makes sense because he's got this mark on his forehead, so it looks like he's kind of like striking a match, I guess, on his forehead, and he's able to light this on fire. They spin the bones around. Marowak's rarity and its fearsome appearance when it dances with its bones led the people of Alola to dub it a conjurer and regard it with fear. There are many grass-type Pokemon, Marowak's natural enemies, in the Alola region. This makes Alola a harsh environment to Cubone and Marowak. As a result, they live in close unison with their partners. It's said that their great care for their partners allowed them to gain something like a sixth sense and resulted in their changed form. The Alolan Marowak proves skilled at an attack in which it waves its bone and releases a ball of flame. Fireballs are not that powerful, but they tirelessly pursue the foe. So kind of cool. So here's why I don't think that, so they haven't released Alolan Cubone and they haven't released Alolan Pikachu. If you watch the Japanese trailer, it shows a normal Cubone evolving, but it doesn't let us see the entire evolution. So it shows a Cubone going through the evolution process, then it cutscenes to the Alolan Marowak. So that makes me believe, and it's the same with the Raichu. It shows normal Pikachu evolving, and then turning into an Alolan Raichu. So what I'm thinking is I think it's going to be similar to Glaceon, where you had to find, and Leafeon, where you had to find those areas where you could take your Eevee, and then, the never-melting ice stone or whatever, and then you can evolve it into a Glaceon. And I think it's going to be similar to that. I think you're going to have to find a normal Cubone, and then you're going to be able to bring it to like a volcano or something, and it's going to be able to evolve into the Alolan Marowak, which makes me think that there's also going to be normal Marowaks that, like, you can just have your normal Cubone evolve into normal Marowak as well. I don't think it's going to, I think they definitely have to do something, right? You have to give it something, either a Firestone, I don't know, to be able to get the Alolan Marowak. I think they're not just going to make it as easy as, oh, level up, okay, now he's in Alolan, he goes from ground to Ghost Fire. I don't think so. I think there's definitely going to be some kind of event or some kind of trigger that you have to do to be able to get these Pokemon. And same with Raichu. Now, Raichu, I really don't like his design the most. I like that he's surfing on his tail. I think that's really, really cool and really inventive with Pokemon, giving him the Surge Surfer ability. which is a really cool ability, by the way. Overall, I mean, the design, it grows on you. I kind of like it, but at the same time, regular Raichu looks better to me. They did make it electric psychic. It looks like it should be a fairy type, but they gave it the psychic type. You know, it makes sense because he's able to use his psychic powers to levitate on his tail and surf, which is cool. So we're going to read a little bit about this. So the Raichu and Alola have two types, electric and psychic, and they're able to wield psychic power. What's more, they can gather their psychic power in their tails and then ride on them to float in the air. Even Pokemon researchers don't know why Raichu's form changed in the Alola region, which makes no sense. They give all these different explanations for all these different Alolan Pokemon, and they're like, yeah, we have no idea why Raichu is able to do this. It's like, come on, give us some kind of backstory or lore or something. I don't know. I feel like they got lazy. Or maybe they're saving it for in-game where we find out. I don't know. Their guess, maybe it ate too many sweet and fluffy round pancakes. That's stupid, Pokemon. That is stupid. I do not think... I don't know. I just don't agree with that. Anyways, Raichu has the electric sacs on its cheek, and rubbing them causes a sweet aroma to be released. The mechanism behind this is not clear, but it's thought to be connected to the psychic power that Alolan Raichu possesses. The Alolan Raichu has a new ability, Search Surfer, which no other Pokemon has previously had. With the Search Surfer ability, the Pokemon's speed will be doubled on electric terrain. So electric terrain is also be able to set up, you can set it automatically with Tapu Koko, one of the legendaries of the Melee Island, which is really cool. So I think that those two will have some good synergy together. You know, send out him, you get the electricity for 5 turns on the area, and then, you know, throw in your Surge, Surf, and Alolan Raichu, and you can outspeed stuff. Because I think he's not going to be as fast as a regular Raichu. I think he's going to be maybe a little bit bulkier. But with the Surge Surfer ability, he's definitely going to be able to outspeed a lot of things. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are the new Pokemon. Some of my thoughts on them. I really think Alolan Raichu, I think, will probably be pretty viable. I think they're really trying to do stuff with the different terrains, you know, by giving Tapu Koko the electric terrain ability, by setting it up. I think they really want to push people to use it because not a lot of people have ever used grassy terrain, the electric terrain, or the fairy one. I don't remember the name of the move that sets it up. I think they really want to kind of focus on that, give it some kind of competitive viability, because we've seen a lot of weather, you know, this past year in VGC, especially with just Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre setting up the weather. And so I think they really want to like give Pokemon a newer kind of like setup arena for competitive. And I think that this really makes it a little more viable. And I'd love to see more of that throughout the game. Yeah, those are the Pokemon. Those are my thoughts. I really don't think there's going to be a Alolan Pikachu or a Alolan Cubone at all. I just think there's going to be some different ways that you have to evolve them to be able to get them. The new Pokemon are really cool. Team Skull, we will talk about in a new update video. We're going to do a whole video just on Team Skull and our thoughts. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It means a lot. Helps me to grow my channel. It gives me, you know, something to talk to you guys about. Go ahead, leave your comments in the description, in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think, what you would like to see in the future on the channel. And as always, guys, if you're not hydrating, you're dehydrating. Quote by Lee.